Okay, I was just about to start a very serious, chatty check-in. What is going on with me right now? What are my goals? What's the down low style video? And a delivery came. And I was like, I can't not show you guys this because it is too exciting. Okay, this has just arrived from MyProtein. They are doing a partnership with Swizzles, the sweet company, and they are bringing out these amazing flavors, okay, in the clear whey, which is just incredible. So they've got this Love Hearts flavor. They've also got drumsticks, they've got refreshers, they've got Parma Violets, Love Hearts, obviously I've already said that. They've got these drumstick bars, oh my goodness, they've got new cookies, new carb crusher, and this oat bake bar. I actually don't know what I'm more excited about here, whether it is the drumstick bars or the clear whey, because all of the above just sound incredible. The clear whey, if you guys don't know, is probably one of the most popular proteins because it makes more like a squash than like a milky classic protein shake. It is perfect for the summer. Like, it is so nice with cold water, some ice. It literally tastes incredible in the flavors they've got already. So to have these sweetie flavors, are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. I am going to calm myself down, but I could not let you know about this. It is launching on Saturday, the 23rd of May. My discount code won't work for these new products because they're just brand new launches to celebrate their birthday, but it will work as usual on a lot of other things on the website. I'll link everything down below. Definitely get a hold of this one. It literally, I already opened the lid. It smells incredible. Okay, we are upstairs. We are ready to have a full-on chat about what's happening, what's going on, because I need to update you guys and I want to get you involved on this new goal that I've got and just show you very real, very raw, very honestly where I'm currently at and where I want to go from here, I guess. So if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I've been on quite a journey, a big transformation when it comes to my health, my fitness, and just the whole picture of a healthy lifestyle. I obviously went through that initial phase of a very big fat loss phase, which kind of brought my initial transformation around. I then went into a lean bulking phase for around 6 months. And since then, I have pretty much just been chilling out at maintenance. It has honestly been, I want to say at least nearly a year since I've had any kind of aesthetic goal. I've just been coasting and chilling and hanging out at maintenance, and it has felt so good, okay? I've loved it. But I've just reached that point where I'm ready for a challenge. I'm ready for a little goal. I always say really openly, I think I actually mentioned it in my last what I eat in a day video, I don't really buy into these extremes anymore. I don't like the idea of doing a really strict cut and then doing a really big bulk and then back to a cut and back to a bulk again. I just don't quite buy into that. I think a healthy, happy middle point is a much better place to be in for me personally. If I then want to tighten things up a little bit, I'll just come slightly below that midpoint. And if I want to push things up a little bit, I'll just sit slightly above that middle point. With that in mind, I've decided that I really want to set myself the challenge and the goal of just tightening up a little bit, whatever you want to call it, a little fat loss phase, a little cut, a mini cut, whatever word you want to give it. I basically just want to tighten up a little bit and give myself a goal, okay, a challenge, a little bit of an aesthetic based goal, and that is totally okay. I always say that having a goal is totally normal, it's totally natural, and it's totally okay as long as it is a goal that you're making for you, which I am, because I want to do it, not because I feel I need to be a certain way or look a certain way, but because I actually want to do it. Then it's okay. The only caveat to that is 2 things, okay? The first being that I don't think it should be your only goal. I think it's amazing to have an aesthetic goal if you want one, but it shouldn't be your only goal because there is so many other things to enjoy about training, so much more to life, okay, than that. And the second being that it shouldn't come at compromise to your health or your happiness. It's not okay to be unkind to yourself in the process of getting there. With that in mind, I did record a little bit of a progress video for you guys this morning. I have not done one of these, I want to say, for probably a year. You haven't seen one of these on my channel, so I feel a little bit exposed. So this is where I am currently at. I'm just gonna say loud and clear, there is nothing wrong with my body, okay? Don't look at this and watch this if you feel like you look similar to where I am now. don't look at it and go, so I need to change my body. That's not what this is about. This is just about me having a little bit of a goal, wanting to give myself a challenge and a focus, and just wanting to take you guys honestly along the journey with me. So this is where I currently am. This is what things are currently looking like, and this is my real, raw, honest starting point. Like I said, I haven't had an aesthetic based goal for nearly a year. I've just been chilling at maintenance, living my best life. So I feel super happy with my starting point, but I feel really excited to just challenge myself, push myself, and see where I can be in 8 weeks time. So 8 weeks is the time frame I've set myself. That might sound like a little bit short to some people. Most people normally maybe do 12 weeks or slightly longer. Personally, I've set myself the goal of 8 weeks because I don't feel like I want this to be extreme. I don't feel like I've got tons that I want to tighten up on. I just feel like it's about a mini little tightening up, short little fat loss phase for me, okay? And I really want to take you guys along with me. So I guess this is kind of the intro video to this little mini series. I'm really stuck with what to call it, so let me know down below if you've got any name suggestions of what I can call this. But every week I'd like to give you some little video either updating you on where I am or a tip that's helping me along towards this goal. Just things which might be helping you if you are on a similar journey. I've never done this before. I've never done this as openly, as honestly, as raw as this before. So I'm just really excited to actually just show you honestly what goes down and take you along with me. So the first thing to let you guys in on is how I'm going to be changing my training and nutrition in light of this new goal, okay? So like I said, my calories before were at maintenance. That means I was eating exactly the same as I was outputting in energy. So I was basically maintaining where I was. I wasn't gaining, I wasn't losing, I was just hanging out around that middle point. When you have a goal of fat loss, you want to be aiming to be in a calorie deficit. That means you're going to be eating slightly less than what your body is burning in fuel. To find out what that number is going to be, you need to start by figuring out what your total daily energy expenditure is. Now there are a lot of different things which go into this equation, and you can definitely have a look on Google if you want to, but basically your total daily energy expenditure is how much your body burns doing everything. That for me is somewhere around 2,300-ish. That's what I've been eating at maintenance. So now to be in a slight fat loss phase, I obviously need to be eating in a slight deficit from that. So all I'm going to be starting with is a 10% deficit. So I'm going to reduce my calories by 10%. I'm going to keep the splits the same. So I'm still going to be aiming for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I'm still going to be aiming for 30% of my calories to be coming from fats, and the remainder is going to be made up with carbs, okay? The reason why I'm starting at 10% is because it is enough of a deficit to start with. You want to start as high as you can. The goal is to try and keep the calories as high as you can while still making progress. If you start down here, it's not going to be fun. You've got nowhere to go if things stall, and also your quality of life down here is very different to your quality of life up here. As the weeks go on, I will totally adjust that a little bit if I need to based on how I'm responding. The other super important thing that I want to say here is that I will not be cutting out any foods, any food groups, any foods that I love whatsoever. I take a very flexible approach to my diet. Personally, I find tracking works for me. I use it as a tool, and it's helped me have a very informed decision and relationship about my nutrition. That is totally personal preference for me. If you don't want to track, I still think that having an understanding of that energy balance for you and what your total kind of calorie input should be for the goals you're working towards, and roughly what that looks like in terms of a macro split, I still think that is super useful, whether you then choose to eat intuitively towards that, or whether like me you like to loosely use tracking tools. That's totally up to you, but I just really wanted to remind you guys that I'm not cutting out any foods here. I'm not demonizing food groups. I'm still going to be enjoying my carbs, enjoying my fats, enjoying my chocky pretty much every single day probably. So please don't think that this is about cutting anything out, because it is not. It is
just the basic science of energy in versus energy out.
When it comes to my training, it is staying exactly the same at the moment. So I'm still doing my 5 sessions a week. That is 2 upper body, 2 lower body, and 1 kind of full body session, as well as my daily dog walks, okay, which give me around 10,000 steps. That's all about keeping my activity up, my NEAT up. You might have heard that thrown around a little bit. My non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which also helps contribute towards that deficit. That's things like being active around the house, fidgeting, all kinds of things, okay? So that is where I'm currently starting at. Nothing drastic, nothing extreme, just a very, very slight drop to see how I respond and see how things go. I think that is pretty much it for this first little mini intro video, telling you where I'm at, telling you what is going on and what is the new goal and the new focus. I'm honestly really excited about this. I do always feel a little bit nervous when I talk about aesthetic goals, which is probably why subconsciously maybe I haven't had one for the last year or so, because I think there can be a bit of a stigma attached around having one and around talking about one. But honestly, like I said, if you're going about it in a healthy, happy and sustainable way and you're doing it for you, that's your choice, okay? And that's what you should be doing. Don't let anyone tell you not to, and don't equally go about it in a way that is not healthy and not sustainable, because that's equally not what it's about. Let me know what you want to see in the next video as the next little update on this little series, and I will catch you guys in the next one.